Hello. Below is a listener-friendly script that presents each topic in clear spoken English, with each topic summarized in 3 to 4 sentences using the full key details provided. Topic 1. Oil prices and Middle East risks. Oil benchmark Brent rose to about 86.87 per barrel, while US WTI traded around 80.81, reflecting roughly a 40% year-to-date increase, after U.S. strikes on Iranian military sites and news of renewed U.S. maritime blockade activity. The Strait of Hormuz, which carries about 20% of global oil, saw a sharp drop in transits, prompting immediate supply concerns and a switch to a near-term backwardation structure in the market. Iran has continued exports via a shadow fleet, using tracking and routing avoidance, while legal, sanctions, and insurance risks, including proposals like transit fees, are making shipowners wary. U.S. pump prices are already around $3.84 per gal and could top $4 soon. Analysts, including Goldman Sachs, warn Brent could exceed $110 in Q4 if Middle East exports remain disrupted, and further escalation could push prices above $100 with long-term political and trade cost implications. Topic 2. ASML raises 2026 sales forecast on AI chip demand. ASML raised its 2026 sales guidance for the second time to 43 to 45 billion, with a gross margin target of 54-56%, up from prior 36 to 40 billion and 51 to 53% guidance. Q2 revenue was 9.33 billion and net income 2.92 billion, both beating expectations. Strong demand from AI and data center expansion by customers such as TSMC, Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron drove bookings. CEO Fouquet called very strong, and ASML plans to expand EUV and DUV output at about a 30% annual clip for 2 years, with most new EUV capacity already reserved. Intel's planned use of ASML's next-gen high-NA EUV for some Panther Lake chips signals broad adoption, but risks include U.S. export controls targeting China and a lofty forward valuation, 50x, with China expected to be about 20% of revenue this year. The upbeat results and guidance lifted ASML's stock sharply and eased some concerns about equipment bottlenecks across the semiconductor supply chain. Topic 3. New York's one-year moratorium on hyperscale AI data centers. Governor Kathy Hochul issued a one-year administrative order pausing construction of hyperscale AI data centers that would add 50 megawatts or more of power demand. The first state-level full moratorium intended to buy time to assess rapid electricity and water demands and protect residents from higher utility bills. New York will compile a generic environmental impact statement, ES, to set standards on power demand, grid impacts, water use, air quality, and related factors, and is considering forcing operators to shoulder costs via on-site generation, battery storage, clean energy investment, insurance pools, or paying for grid upgrades, while also exploring removing large tax incentives. The move drew praise from environmental groups and many residents, but opposition from the data center industry and some officials worried about lost investment and jobs, and similar legislative efforts are under discussion in other states. The moratorium will halt new environmental permits until the GIS is complete and could reshape how large AI facilities are regulated and taxed. Topic 4. White House launches AI cybersecurity clearinghouse, Gold Eagle. The administration created a new AI cybersecurity clearinghouse called Gold Eagle, jointly operated by the Treasury, DHS, and the Pentagon to coordinate threat information and response among utilities, banks, critical infrastructure providers, AI and cybersecurity vendors, and open-source communities. Its mission is to deconflict duplicated vulnerability work, validate and prioritize flaws, and coordinate urgent patching and mitigation so the same AI-enabled vulnerabilities aren't investigated or exploited redundantly. The initiative responds to the greater risk that advanced AI can find and weaponize large-scale vulnerabilities, and recognizes that open-source projects, widely used but often under-resourced, are